Good morning. Good morning. All right. Looking at these futures this morning. Not bad. Looking at a little swing trade I had over the weekend with Twillo, TWLO. Looks like it's got a little pop this morning. I tried to short it, but unfortunately I went long, and so I said, looking at the technicals on this, it wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Considering where it's been the last few days and how it traded last week. So. I'm going to get off the daily chart here, go back over here to the futures chart. Zoom out here a little bit. Mess with these settings. One thing to keep in mind is this area up here. This line went just past that 15,260 mark, which on the daily, it could be the daily chart. Is it daily chart? Yeah. Lots of news going on today, huh? Elon Musk, possible Twitter investor. Anyhow, so going back here, if you look, I guess I could remove that line. I don't want to do that. Just this one line here. Doesn't really matter. If I can get right on top of that, I gotta edit that. Oh, I was off by 6 cents. Not bad. Pretty good. So this red line here represents a little bit of resistance here. As you can see, it came right up there, hit it. It's been selling off and pulling back. But at the same time, this area here down to here, from up here down to here, this was a supply zone. It's now, it still was a supply zone. It broke through and then came back and just consolidated inside here for a bit. But we'll see what the market brings today. I had many technical difficulties yesterday, so it was kind of interesting. got some gappers. Let's take a look here. Get off the daily chart here and we go 5 minute. We got, let's check out TIGR. What is this? It's up a little bit today. Penny stock. Not sure the news on that. You go to Market Watch and check it out. TGIR. See what the news is on this thing. No results. Nothing. TIGR. My mistake. TIGR. Came out around 2019. I don't know why it's gapping up like that. I don't know what the catalyst is. It's up 7% on the morning. Pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Twillo's up a little bit for me this morning. Previous day high hit 173.33. It's in the oversold, or it's in the overbought range. Let's be Twillo. TWLL. Twilio, sorry. Twilio. I always call it Twillo. Twilio. Pretty good little push there. My position's a little bit down because I got in at 172.44, but that could change in a matter of seconds with this stock. Let's check out some more of these gappers here. Up 10% though. BEKE. I'll look up some of the BEKE. Recent news. Okay. Charts. It's not very impressive on the charts, but it is impressive on the recent charts. Easy to borrow, so you short that thing if you needed to. Check it out on the daily. It's gonna have some resistance right here at 17, or maybe even below that. 15.48. It's right in that area where it's just kind of could be hitting its head. Right there. 15, almost 15.50, a half dollar. Pre-market's right in that little range there. As if it pops above and then holds and then keeps going, it's got some volume kicking in. That'd be a nice little stock to keep on watch. Let's see here. What else we got? Let me actually let's just break down to see what the smaller time frame shows. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low, gap up, breaks previous. Well, previous day as low as here. This would be the pivot. All right. Well, good one to keep on watch. What else we got on the scanner here? BILI. Everybody knows that one. Ooh, gapped up. Not bad. Did I see that right? Yep. Billy. Beautiful gap up, man. Look at that. You could have made some decent on that. Okay, so what you do, what I'd like to do, what you do, go crazy in 3 week. This is the weekly chart on 3 year. As you can see, this thing used to be really high, and now it's not so high. Take a look at the daily. It's got a nice gap up though. Possible, it's at 30, 35 almost. So it's like right there. It could be a little bit of resistance, but if it gets past that, it's got room to kind of gap fill about $1.50. Well, $2.50, $2.25. I don't know. Let's break it down again. Go down to like a 1 hour chart. 25. This one's kind of volatile, huh? Only a couple dollars in the day, in the range. 27, 29. Billy. I wonder if that has any news. He's BILI. Nothing too crazy here. Russia is trying to regroup. So if you haven't already heard, Elon Musk took like 9.2% stake in Twitter. So that's why Twitter's going off today. Pretty insane. Can. Gapping up. Not sure what the volume's looking like here. Taking forever to load. Nothing that impressive. Until you take a bunch of shares and then you might be a little bit impressed. Alright. And go with PDD. I kind of missed that one. Gap up. That's pretty good. Ooh, that's not so good. This thing is just going down. It's not that clean, but it's a heck of a bounce though. 45, 46. It's going right into resistance with that. That's going to be a little bit of a potential fade. Easy to borrow, huh? I would give that a nice little 1 point against, you know. But if it breaks out, it's got a little push, but I wouldn't be scared of that. I don't know what the news is on it. It's the way, look at that, this thing popped up here too the other day and then kind of sold off and then bounced back up and then just dumped all day. That's good. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Yeah, I think it's just, it must trade with the market, just the way that it looks. This is one to watch for sure. I like that. I like that kind of action. Look at that. Just pops and then just wait to do the fade. Or look at that. Out the gate, dumps. Wow. Pre-market and then dumps. Pre-market. We can drop back down again. You'd always compare. That's not very much of a move. I'd say the pre-market lows, but it's not very impressive. This is a big pull. It recovered though, sorta. It's pretty good. Look at that 15-minute chart here. It's oversold right now. Just play that channel. And then plus on the daily chart, this is that area that I was talking about that's makes it look like it won't break through. I would say just wait, make it like should let it retest this area here and then pull back from it and then just get short and then just ride it all the way down. But you never know, there could be a bounce, there could be a little bit of a support put in somewhere like in here, but it looks pretty choppy. It looks just like a range bound trade. I'd like to keep this on watch, to be honest. All right, let me put this inside of a watch list for me. Sorry if I messed with my screen here a minute. Gotta find my main hub. PDD. I like that. I'm gonna set an alert on this too, I think. I'm gonna say if this can get to 46. I don't know, 47, I mean. It's already at 46. $47. I'm gonna put short. Possible short. Looks good on the daily. All right. And I'm gonna obviously know where I'm gonna risk to, so I'll let it pop up here, hit 47, and then it looks like it trades pretty good. I mean, this is a 15-minute chart. Let's go to a 5-minute chart and then go into the first 5 minutes of the day. Opens up, pulls back 43. This is wild. Then rips back up to 45. Some good price action for sure. For sure. But look at that. You got a little, that's 47. Look at that to the dot on that. I just threw that number out there, arbitrage. And then high of 47 there. Okay. So there, came back up, hit here, sold off. That's an $7, almost $7.50 move. I mean, obviously into aftermarket, but still incredible. All right, let me take a look here. I might be missing some things here. So, PDD, so I'm also putting some notes in the Discord. So PDD, watching for a fail break above what's that going to be? Call that 47.39. Okay. What else we watching here? We got TWTR Twitter, big move on see what we got here. Watching Twillo. How we doing, Twillo? Back down. What are the futures doing? NASDAQ in particular. Oh, that's why. We're in this supply zone and it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, it kind of dumped a little bit there. This could hold potentially though, because right here, this area, this little zone here. Plus you got some other indicators that are on there. All right. I might want to take that for a bounce, to be honest. Let's get in a little closer here. That'd be a decent long right here to get long. Well, this could also be a bear flag, but you can get in here for a quick scalp. Just drinking my Americano and trying to build the channel. So let's go. Yeah, this futures move right here went right into a supply zone. Let me show you guys. So you can kind of count. So this thing rallies, right? Kind of quick little basing candle. So if you play this game where you use this little zone right here, that's gonna qualify. Here, I'll make it better so you can see it. I'll edit this. I'll put the color green in there if it works. It didn't work. It's alright. So let's see what Twillo's doing now. Twillo, not much pre-market. I need that thing to move. But I also don't need the futures to roll over too early. Let's go. Let's get this thing going. 6 o'clock. Well, Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, this thing's bouncing perfectly. Let's see, that's almost a $200 move. Now it is. There it is. That's a $200 move. Want to get along after that 5 minute. I mean, look at that thing. That's a pin bar. Comes down, hits this little support level here, bounces, comes right back up into here, as in probably resistance. But if the algos and all the people start getting on it, It's not a bad spot. It's showing a little bit of a good spot to get in at the top. I don't personally like to do that, but I'd like to let the candle set up, but then coming down here looking at this volume coming in, I think there's going to be profit taking, so you're going to see a little bit of a wick. You know, there's the wick. But yeah, it hit the 9 EMA, which doesn't really hold too much merit, but it's still there. People are kind of still thinking about that. Like, hey, if you want a quick scalp. But this thing could just also do this nice big couple candle bull run here. Close, another one, close, another one. Like 3 white soldiers or whatever that one is for the technicals. Alright, let's see what we got here. Now, right here, one more. Just keep going. Probably one more candle here, and then another one up here. Another candle. So this is going to be the next 10 minutes. But, I don't know. Could roll over. Who knows? I think it's going to keep going. I don't think I'd short that. There's not enough volume for that to short. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Take a look. Get some of the things that are moving. BKNG. We'll come back to this. BKNG. What do we have here? What are you? BKNG. You are a very expensive stock. Booking holdings. Oh. Let's see what you are on the daily chart. Don't diddle in the middle, as I say. It's down a little. You could always short this thing and just... because look at all this garbage right here. But... let's go to a different time frame. I think we can find something on here as if you were to short this. Oh, last 10 days have been kind of bullish. Just ripping. But... right there, this area is that's your resistance. Came up, so came up here pretty high, pulled back significantly. Not really. Messed around, came back up, retested, failed, came back down. Basing might go higher. That's the thing. This thing's on a little trajectory of just up, up, up. And then what you do is you check this into the, the daily chart. However, it's in a little bit of a wedge, but it's also potentially a big old bear flag, right? So if this is your bear flag here, and this. So you let it come up here, and then it fails, breaks right down, and continues to go down. On the daily, that is. I don't see anything on here that I could really justify. Let's see, go to the 1 hour chart. Supply and demand zone stuff. So I think that if you were to go demand zone, very clean. I don't know how this thing trades, but could be interesting. Alright, moving on. What else we got over here that's moving? Hubs. Alright. Check the daily chart. Not very impressive. This right here would be your, so came down, consolidated sideways, and then flushed. You'd still be holding, I mean, double bottom though. Kind of. Came down, bounced, down, bounced. But still kind of going down. Not, I mean, it's just selling off over time. Okay, so if we were to draw, like I said before, let's go here. Well, not really. So this thing was coming up, and then here's a failed big candle. Here's the failed supply or support, so demand zone. Failed demand zone would have been here. But I think the only thing that would have stopped you out. I think this is your reversal candle on this day, like showing that they're buying it up, and then you would have got long probably the next day, and then it would have just flushed against you. You would have stopped out right there. So that wouldn't have worked. However, knowing that this area is failing as support, it then came back a few days, retested the zone, put in this nasty little rejection candle here. Then you could have got short on that and been winning a lot. And then when this bullish candle put in here, I would have been like, I'm out. It's pretty good. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Let's take a look. Pretty big spread, I bet. Yep. All right. Let's look at some shorts. Let's check the market real quick. Let's see what NQ's doing real quick. NASDAQ. I just pulled back at that 9. Putting in like a bull flag. Starts going just a little bit of a pullback on low volume. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. What's Neo doing today? Gap up. resistance. Testing that daily resistance area potentially today. All the way down to 13. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, excuse me. Neo. Beautiful. All the way down to 13. When that thing was getting down there, I was like, it's over. But if you look at these RSIs, it's kind of respected. Keeps getting bought up. Oversold was at 19. High like 26 and some change. Pretty good. All right. Just waiting here pre-market, see what's going on. Watching these markets. Let's go back. I guess we can check a couple here. Let's see. Qs are up a little bit. I had some call options, but they're short term. I had 10 contracts, but expired Friday, so that didn't work. But I had them at 62.50, and right now we're over that. It's unfortunate. Let's see if I can get this to go here. Q's bounced off that support line, daily support. You guys can't see what I'm seeing, so let me switch to a 1 minute chart. So right here, pre-market, boom, little bounce. If this is going up like that, that means the NASDAQ futures are doing what I was saying it was going to do, go up. But a 5 minute candle. I should probably get rid of this pink supply zone, but that's all right. Yeah, there's that. I didn't think it was going to pull back, but it did. That's fine. And then up, just like I was saying on that. Get in right here after this candle here. This is a nice little spot to get long right there. Would have been up a couple $100 for sure. 300 and something at this point. It's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be interesting. See what the news is saying.
Fill this massive hole that is going on. So the U.S. is going to be a partner in trying to help fill that gap. But at the same time, Jonathan, as you mentioned earlier, they have yet to really call out the Europeans and embarrass them publicly. They want to make sure they remain in lockstep and they are supporting them in this decision.
Very much, thank you. Anne-Marie in Washington. Guy Johnson. Guy, looking forward to the show in about 40 minutes. Don't miss that as Guy runs you through the European price action off the back of a lot of this. To Guy's point, the words from the Deutsche Bank CEO, Christian Seymour, the quote deterioration of the situation if there's a stop to imports and deliveries of Russian crude and natural gas, a clear recession in Germany would presumably be inevitable. Colin Martin, inevitable recession in Europe.
Recession inevitable in Germany, of course.
I don't know about inevitable with it, but it certainly heightens the risk. I mean, it's a very difficult issue.
Well, I say it's going to happen. It's going to happen here as well, but that's just what I think. Looking at things on a macro scale. All right. Look at that thing go. The buying volume, if you look down here, volume's pretty up there. Channel analytics. Little pullback. Hit this little resistant area here in this area. It's kind of, they didn't like that, so we'll see what happens. Might be able to hold. You have this over here on this side. There's the hold. There's a little bit of support off that. If it can get enough buying pressure, it's going to jump. Market's going to be green today, I believe. I mean, at least start off green. Who knows if they'll hold up, but depending on news, the one little news catalyst and it's gone. Yeah, their futures are a little delayed on there. On the news. All right, let's see what's going on here. Just sitting here waiting. 7 minutes till 7 minutes until the bell. Ukraine's got some bad news over there. Bad news. There's no Fed speaker scheduled today, so that's not going to move the market much as far as that kind of news goes. Also, keep in mind that April 15th is going to be That's going to be a market holiday for Good Friday. So that's never fun. Earnings coming up too. You got like Netflix on the 19th, Tesla's on the 25th of April here, AMD's on the 26th, Google's on the 26th, Microsoft's on the 26th, BA, it's Boeing. They're on the 27th. You got Facebook on the 27th, and then you got Apple and INTC all on the 28th. All right. Watch out for that real estate market as well. Yeah, I don't think this is going to hold up. I think this might sell a little bit and just keep trend. It's going down. But it's going to be interesting to see how it opens. I also need to watch Twillo, because if Twillo starts doing that, I'm out. So my apologies if you don't care to see this, but I need to monitor this for sure. Hopefully it stays up. Time and sales doing. Oh, see, nobody's really done anything with it. It's going to be interesting to see how that sells. 71.77. I would have took that just to get out. Yep. Three minutes till the bell. Let's take a look around. See, we got BEKE again, kind of moving. Looks like it's going up a little more here. Just bounced. It's above that resistance level there. See if it could hold. It's right in that area. That might have been on the daily chart. Nope, not even. Oh. Yeah. It's testing that area for sure. It's tough to just get in short because you don't know if it just breaks out, but excuse me. Overbought. Nobody likes to see that. But if you got enough volume, overbought doesn't mean anything. Keep that in mind. Alright, so my game plan for this morning is I'm going to most likely watch Twillo because I have a swing trade on Twillo, and I'm going to probably, if it doesn't do much, I'm done with it. I'm going to cut it loose, TWLO, and then after that, what I'm going to do is trade the futures and watch the futures contracts, futures areas. There's Twillo. It looks like it's setting up for a nice big bull flag. Right here. Bull flag bias. No, I don't know. You'd have to get past all this right here, but that's not hard for Twillo. Twillo can move like 10 points in a day if it needs to. The market's usually rips at that point, but something to keep in mind. All right, let's check it out. Let's watch it. And there goes my Twillo. Boom. Got all my money back. That's because most likely the market just ripped. Oh, there's the big rip. I got to get out, though, because I'm out. Or at least sell some, right? I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll get it back. This is the big pop. It's going to be pop and drop, maybe. I don't know. I'll sell 75. I figured it was gonna. Oh, it's a little early for me to put that out there. All right, move back to 1 minute time frame. Blow off top. This thing's gonna go right back down. That's gonna be like this big old buy and then sell, and I should have sold it all, but I didn't do it. That's Twillo for you. It gets crazy. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna give it a little minute here. I feel like it can definitely, it can move. So that's for sure. I'm gonna check out the futures. I don't know what's going on in the futures because I just kind of took it away for a minute there. Q. It might have dropped and popped right back up. Oh, now it's going down. And if it goes down, Twillo's going to go down. So I got to watch out for that. Futures are pulling back. I don't believe this one bit, but it could also prove me wrong. I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a bounce, like a pop, a sell, and then a pullback, and then a nice rip higher. But that's what I'm a little biased on that right now, right? Twillo's crazy. I should have got it. I was trying to get out. I just waited a little too long on that. But once these futures rip, it'll rip too. So I'm not really too worried about it. Oh, there's the pop. So futures, I think right now are going to just rip right back up and give it a nice little run, and that's going to give me a little bit of a move to be able to get out of this. And if I was patient and wanted to wait and play that game, then I could. But honestly, this is, we'll see. We'll see if it tests the high a day real quick, which is a couple minutes away. So, oh, here we go. It's going to rip now. Futures are pushing hard, just like I said it would. And this is going to come right back. Little small pullback, and then push higher was what I'd love to see. But it's all about what these futures do. If these futures rip and pull, then it's going to be amazing. This whole thing, I mean, Twillo might go up to like 175, 176 today or more. And then me being patient would have been the move, not, retest up here at 173. But throughout the day, this thing can really rip. So, but you just never know. Just little pullbacks. I don't think I'd want to short this thing, not with the futures. Futures just rejected pretty hard there, though. So, I can get out half at like 72. That would be pushing it. My average is 72, 172, 44. So I think it's going to go right back up. This thing's insane. Okay, the market's kind of pushing again. It's going higher. It's ripping pretty good here. See, I want to get into the futures. I don't want to be in Twillo. So I'm going to go to the futures here in a minute. 71.40. I feel it. This might push today. We'll see. There's a little tug of war going on right now on the futures. I could always just put this at. No, futures are pushing. Twillo to follow. Let's go. Let's go. Futures are pushing great. Wow, what a push. It's ripping. Twillo to follow. Let's go. Come on. There we go. As they say, money back. I'm going to join the... I don't even know what the ask is. I'd still lose a little if I did that, but... If this futures market can really take off today, I'd be better off just sitting here waiting. There we go. To the highs. There it is. I'm going to join the ask sell half just to get out a little bit of my position. There it is. Covered it. Just because I know that when the futures push like this could just rip. And I know that. I know that for a fact. And then I could just put, I'll stop out break even on the rest of this. Oh, my position's only 50, so I should probably change that. Pushes up higher. You gotta watch out here. It could be like a blow off top and then it just pulls back. But anyhow. It's coming right back down. Let's see if it tests that. I can get out right here with nothing though. If I there, I'll just get out just so I don't lose on the trade. It was an interesting swing over the weekend. I'm pretty sure with the futures getting crazy and pushing like they're pushing, it's going to be pretty good, but that's all right. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to keep going. Dang. That's all right. Okay. It's a fun stock to play. Twillo's up pretty awesome. I would also keep in mind this area here, but it could be a short possibility too. But anyway. Let's go to the futures. Let's go get the futures going here in Q. Push pretty hard. I'm just going to remove this. There's that green spot. This is the supply and demand zone. Boom. Off to the races. Pulling back. Blow off top. This could be your support or your resistance. Pop right past it. That's the 15 minute. Here's the 1 minute. Ran into resistance. You put a stop buy right there if you wanted to. Stop buy at 62. Or it fails. Or it fakes you out and then you get short and then it just rips back up and then goes above it. Because you didn't wait for it to retest. Let's go on the tick time frame faster. This thing's all over the place. Stop. There it is. Pull back, rip. High day. Oh, Twillo's probably ripping. Yep. Twillo's at 174. Yep. It's just because I wanted to get out and get into the futures, but there's no pullbacks in here, so it's hard to get for an entry. You know, this would have been it. The quick pullback here, and then keep going. Look at that volume. It's all buying. This buy volume's ripping. Sell pressure percentage, not much. Waiting for a pullback down to like 14,980 for like a small pullback and possible entry. $14,980. I'm gonna wait for that real quick. So I'm not going to be messing with that. Let's see here. I got Twillo. Should be ripping here. It's alright. It's 410 on that one. Back to this. 150. I'm just concerned that this could break in here, but taking a look at the volume, it doesn't look like there's much selling going on, so I wouldn't be really too worried about it. Just a little bit of consolidation. And then here's the other thing. If you trade futures and you want to be a part of that world, because it can be very nerve-wracking. The cool thing is you don't need to have... There's no pattern day trader rule, so that's kind of nice. But, so I'm going to go over here and put in the mini, or the micro, or what do they call it? It's the micro minis. So the MNQs. This is a lot cheaper of a move. So I think it's maybe for every $100 move in the NASDAQ, it's like a $200 move overall in your account. So that instead of 2,000, it's kind of nice. So it's 1/10 of the normal size. All right, here it is. Here's that move back. Let's see if it holds. I'm gonna buy. Oh, missed it. I'm gonna buy the ask. It's kind of high. Might be giving some back here. This thing's slow today. I gotta really watch out for this, because if this fails, it's gonna fail hard. It's gonna fail real hard, and then I'm gonna be down. Let's see if it. This is where I wanted to buy. Yep, there it goes. It's pulling back pretty good here. Let's see if it gets bought up. It is. It's getting bought up. That's where I wanted to get in. These futures are looking a little powerful today, so I don't know if you'd want to short it. There's dip buy and they're getting dip bought right there. See, it went up. I think it's got a little room here. I'm going to get out because I don't like this. This will get me out. There we go. So I got a little scalp out of that. I didn't like the action on that, to be honest. I mean, it looks like it's going to keep pushing higher, but I just, because of that big nasty drop and then it got bought up, that's great. But I got a bad fill. Oh, look at this. See, it's getting, there it is. There's a rejection right there. Yeah, that's not too fun on that one. That's all right though. It's got time. I'm sure it'll be fine. It'll just be your typical bull flag. But so right here, what I don't like about this is that's kind of a little small lower low. Not that it's going to be irrelevant most likely, but I don't like how this was a nasty 5-minute. This is getting rejected and it's lower than the high. I mean, the volume's not that bad as far as the sell pressure, but you just got to watch out. I mean, this thing probably, all this thing is doing is consolidating sideways for the most part, though, in this range. And then it's going to probably make another leg and go up higher. I mean, look at this move this morning. This is freaking awesome. But you got to be very, it's high. You know, it's been pushed up pretty good today. And you just got to watch it. Markets are up for sure. Twitter's up big time. $32. What? There's that leg. Look at that. There it goes. If you're short, you're getting bent. High day. Keeps pushing. Wow. Ripper. Just going. This thing's ripping. It's going to 50. Guaranteed. Wow. And that's where that volume came in. But see, that's why I want to. This is more like a bull flag. That's what I was thinking. But you got to have that tolerance for those moves to go against you, etc. So I mean, who's gonna buy this? Not. I mean, this it can get bought up because it's like a frenzy and everybody's just going for it. But it's nuts. There it is. Keeps going. It's hard to get in now. So what you'd have to do is you'd have to have like a smaller time frame. Like right now, it's pulling back. Did a small double top in the smaller time frame. Watching for a pullback past, to be honest, maybe break 15,015. If that breaks, there's going to be a significant pullback. So 1515 here, I'll even put a line in. Right here. Oh, I didn't put it in the other. There it is. That's going to be your support on this little move. Micro pullback. And then maybe a push higher. But if this thing pulls down and breaks that, it's going to be interesting. I wouldn't count on it, but it could fake out and pull back a little bit, and then your next zone of like support would be most likely the 15,000 mark whole dollar in this case. There it is, it broke. No. I'm short, which is not good. Is holding this area, so I'm put join the bid. All right. I didn't like it. It looks like it's just kind of holding that area of consolidation, and it's not really pulling as much. So I was thinking if it cracks, that'd be great, but it dipped below that line a little bit, but it has so much power behind it today. A couple days of just pulling back prior last week. I feel like this thing can just keep going, and then it'll squeeze anybody who thinks that they're going to be cool and know to short this thing. This is just, these are getting bought up. It's that simple. It's going to run, pull sideways, and then run, consolidate. This thing is going to go way up again, most likely. Yes, it could still come down and challenge 15,000, but it's a whole dollar. This thing's got some power behind it today. This thing's going to go right back up and go high day. And this was the area if you can get in long right now and risk to like 1510. Now it's going to be a $200 move bet, but right here, I would let this thing come down to this line, this 15 area. It's 1510 even. This is even like a safe spot to get in right now. Because if this gets bought right back up, you're good. Now if it goes back down, well then stop out at 15,000, at the whole dollar. But I think this is going to be the one that kind of gets bought back up and then pushes the high day. Because if you look at the volume down here, it's increasing. And the buy-in volume is increasing. If you really watch the tape and watch what's going on here. There it is. It's going. It's going to get pushed. It's not going to get stuffed. It's going to get absolutely pushed through high day. And it might be fast, too. It might be right through, new high day, and then pull right back. But it could also push in new leg. There it is. High day. Keeps going. And then potentially be testing 1550. But this could also be a false breakout, a false, continuation. So you see that we see this volume of sellers come in and try to cap it, but this thing's trending up. There's no reason to fight it. New high day. Boom. This thing's going to 50 for sure. For sure. And then when it's 50, it's going to rip even. It's going to micro pullback. Buy stop. I'll put a buy stop in there to see if it actually triggers me. But that's a small pullback. It's kind of a lot. I'm going to get out of that. That's not really. It's going to be a lot of sales going through right here, I think. So this, you want to see the pullback being about 50% of this last candle. So about right here at 1538. And then pop back up. Or hold and close at that 1 minute candle about 1538. Right there. And then there you go. It's going to have like a little support come in. And then if you want to play the game, next 1 minute to make a new high, which is almost high a day, you would do up in this area here. Or you dip buy down here at like maybe the top of this wick over here to the left to like 1529. So 1529, try to like get long there. And that's going to give you a little bit less of a risk. So everybody's buying this up now. The algos are trading it well. Once this 1 minute candle closes too, you can do another one for, you can enter long at 39 and then you can stop out down here at 1525. Right here is where you go long. Right there. That's your long. You're in. You know your entry, and then you know your exit. Your exit would be down here at 1525. Or the low of this candle here. 1523.75. A little bit of selling coming in. I'm going to check Twillo real quick because I had a trade on it and I'm probably kicking myself for getting out of it just to settle for a couple $100 on the futures versus this is pushing the high day again. It's gonna challenge 1550 here for sure. Here we go. Let's see what happens. The selling is diminishing. The buying is also diminishing. But as of right now, you would have been long right here at 39, and then it's already hit a high of 50. So that would have been a couple $100, just like that. Okay, here it is. Watch the volume. Volume's coming in. Volume's coming in, but it's not how I would, this isn't very strong volume like it was earlier. It's already getting weak. It's not weak, but it's just not as strong. But it's pushing it. Ooh, rejected. I'm going to check that Twillo real fast. There's the rejection candle. I'm kicking myself. Oh, okay, I was gonna say. Look at that. 175 high. Whew. And I got out way down here. That's alright. 410. That's not bad. Okay. I'll go back. 410 on that one though. NQ. Alright, let's look at supply and demand zones. Let's take a look at this. Let's get some homework done here. 1 hour chart. Take a look. Somebody's backing up a vehicle. Alright, ooh. It's getting a little bit. Okay, here's the 1 hour chart. Okay, so this thing's trying to come back. It's getting pretty high to the overbought. Alright. Let's go to the half hour chart. We'll see how it looks when it tests this 1565 area. It's getting rejected. It's getting bought up. That's some volume, though. All right, 65. Let's see what happens. I almost want to short it. I'm going to short it and see what happens. See if it... This is high risk. Because it's... You're putting a bias in that, you know... What's the high of this candle? 64.75. You're putting a bias in that it's going to not be able to break through that. But this thing is strong, so... It's almost like, not suicide, but it's definitely risky to have a strong move up like that. And then a small pullback and, you know, profit taking, whatever it might be. And then get short to call the top, basically. And then this thing sets up as a, not just a pullback, but a rejection candle or whatever it might be. A pin bar, but to each their own. I mean, it's, if I want to go like smaller share size, that's when you go to the minis. You just put an M's in front of this here. But all right, I'm gonna check the large caps. See how we're doing over here. Checking the Discord. I gotta let the cat in. There's that flush. Not flush, but pullback. And that could get bought right back up, so I would be very careful. So it's right here. Get long at 48. I'm gonna put a stop in just to see what happens, and then I'll risk down there. No, it ain't doing it. It's pulling back. It's probably not gonna pull back. It's probably just gonna be. It's probably gonna push higher. Yeah, it's getting bought up. I just don't see that much volume. Well, there's a little bit of buyers coming in. All right. Still watching on this 5 minute. It's a nice little pullback. That's strength, though. I mean, look at the strength in the market today. It's just pushing. It's just pushing. All right, I need to grab my cat here. He wants back in. Just a minute. This could just be some consolidation sideways, or in the area. It's always all good until that rug gets pulled. At least right here, if you're shorting, you kind of have a good idea of where your out is. But yeah, I mean, going long. On the micro little scale there, it looks like you have a little bit of support right there. So you got a little bit of support in that area there. So this is where you can buy the ask and go up, or wait for it and do very small risk. Okay, it popped below that now. Question is it going to hold? No, it's not. Going to pop back up, maybe. So now you just I don't know. I think it's going to pull back. This is the volume's coming in down here. It's all sell pressure. The sell pressure is getting bigger until you get trapped, and then you get flushed out because all the longs go, we got you. Whoa, right down to 172.66. That's almost what my entry was. This is going to trap some longs, I think. Gotta wait. We got 1 minute. Not even. Got like 20 seconds by the time it gets to you. I'd say over 47 is going to start pushing. I think this is going to be it. Hopefully not a fake out. It's just accumulating though. Why? Why is it accumulating? I need to find out why it's accumulating right here. This could be a possible short area that I'm not seeing. I'm gonna say this area here is the little supply zone area here. We got supply way up here. It's gonna be a while before it gets there, but 62, 61. Let's see if this gets tested right here. It did. I think it did. And it's rejecting, just like I said it would. There's that high risk play I was talking about. Not saying to stay in the whole time, but it's a scalp. $68. Wow. And there it is. Rejected off that 65. Yeah, it popped over, but it's got to retest and break through and then retest the top of 1565 for the bulls to want to keep pushing. Wow, it's getting rejected pretty good there. I wonder what would be on 10-minute chart. Oh, wow, if you were long, you just got eaten up pretty bad right there. Unless you want to buy this dip until you that's a hard rejection. Yeah. That would have been right. Big time on that. Oh yeah, that's called price action. Listen up. Don't just get biased. It just cracked below that 1540 little support line that we had drawn up here. If this thing breaks and holds here, yeah, this is gonna, futures are rolling over. Not rolling over necessarily, but definitely pulling back pretty hard right down here to this candle. Remember, this bottom of this candle would have been your out if you would have got long in that 1 minute setup. See, you got to be careful in this area right now, because this is kind of like, there's no imbalance. There's no imbalance of price, okay? So if you're just like trading in this little small range, it's fine if you want to take some risks. However, you have buyers and sellers agreeing basically in a range or a price right now. You notice how you don't see these big green candles anymore, and these big green candles started turning smaller, getting wicks, smaller. Doji, this is like we're not going that high anymore. And then there's a small pullback. Now this, you have to get above that resistance level there, 40, and then you have to get above this next one, which is 43 at 1543. You got to see some volume coming in. And this is going to be at retest of the 65 area. So let me get out. Let's just call it here, roughly. And then I'm going to make this a blue line, just so we can see it really well. Nope, that's another rejection of this level right here. This isn't that bad though. I mean, if you look at the overall everything, but this is all oversold. So this is where the RSI is in the oversold area. Not that that really matters because markets can always push higher. Let me show the volume a little more. I have to check my OBS, see how this thing's looking. There you go. It's a nice pullback. Twitter ripped another $10. Wow. Elon Musk talks, everybody listens. Did I put that in right? Yeah. This thing's gonna be ripping around like no other. It was like $30 the other day. Wasn't even that? Yeah, it was. That's right. Oh, it was 40. Never mind. 37 low in the last 5 days. Look at this thing. Crazy. Alright, go back to the futures here. Okay, what's the ES looking like? Pulling back pretty hard off one of my lines. There it is. There's that 15. Remember, I said earlier, I was like, well, that's going to be the retest. And then look at that, right to the 9. So look at this volume. A lot of sell pressure going on right now because this thing just got shot up to, not to the moon, but it got a nice move. So now what you could do is you could risk. It's not financial advice. It's just saying what you could do. But it's a little late now. As in, you're buying the dip. But it's hard because, you know, this thing, yeah, it's showing that it's getting bought up because you had all these sell orders. Those were longs and shorts in there. And then what happens is they come in and they buy it up and they push the stock higher, but or the futures contract higher, but I don't know. Could be a reversal. See, all these sellers right here are going to become buyers because that's just what has to happen. However, if you have all these buyers over here become sellers because it's going against them and they want to keep their profits, then something to keep in mind. See, I'd love to get in here and just go, okay, great, it's going to go higher. But then it gets reversed against you, right? And then you get trapped as a long, or yeah, you're long and then you get trapped. This selling pressure is pretty high. I would like to watch this pop, maybe to like 24, and then risk to like 29. That's not bad. I'm gonna join the ass. Oop, there. Hopefully, I got filled. All right, filled. I'm only gonna risk to 29. There's the drop. It's getting bought back up, but I'm gonna stop if it hits me and gets me out. I got stopped out. That's all right. I lost a little bit on that, but it was worth the risk versus reward. The reward was all the way down to here, and maybe I should have went a little higher, like 30, but 34. That'd be. I don't know if that's worth it because this thing can just rip right back up, you know. That's all right. It's probably gonna still work out, and I should have just held in, but because that was just a pop. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, there it goes. Weird. Hey, you get stopped out. You have to follow your rules. It is what it is. It's fine. Look at that. Would have been a nice move. Almost. There's a couple $100 right there. Keeps getting bought back up though. Pop, pop, pop. So they're all buying it right back up. And then if it gets some momentum behind it and rips, then it can go. I'll join the ask on this and see if it can get me in, and then drop one more time. It's starting to get some momentum, see? Yeah. I gave it all back on that, see? That's unfortunate. I just don't believe it, so I'm going to wait. See, I just went big time against me, and then here it is. Everybody getting trapped. All these longs possibly getting trapped. I see the volume for buying is increasing, so I got to keep that in mind. Because they could be, you know, that was a pullback, consolidated, and they're just going to rip, all right? I got to watch that. My stop should be up here somewhere. But if they trap them and it pulls hard and keeps pulling and really pulls it, then that could be a nice win. It's kind of a tug of war. There's no imbalance. This is risky. There's no doubt about that. It's risky right now. I can't go long with this. I just can't. I'll put a stop at 33. There, I'm up a little bit. But if this gets bought up, whatever. This is kind of like a rejection, though, to me. So, what do I want to do? That's the question. What I should do is put something in at like 18 to buy it. Or 19? It's with me here. It's with me. It's gonna go against me now. I'll stop out break even if it comes back up. I missed it. Alright. Hopefully it gets rejected off of 29 now. Nope. Questionable. It's getting bought up. It's gonna go up. There it goes. Orders get hard rejected. This is where you gotta put your order like in, or else you will not get filled. 29's even. 24 is too obvious. Ah, it's going. Just this tug of war. See, that's the thing, is everybody's kind of agreeing with price in this area, and it's just kind of getting bought up, sort of, kind of. But then if it doesn't and it gets rejected, then what, right? Or it pops and drops. I mean, that's... I gotta have a stop in here, though. That's the thing. You gotta have some rules. I don't look... Yeah, it's gonna go higher. To me, it looks like it's gonna go higher as well. But I'm just giving it a chance because... you can get trapped as a long, and I know that. So... yeah, it might evaporate your profits, and that's not fun. But at the same time, I'm looking at the volume, and the buying volume is disappearing. So that doesn't make me think it's just going to squeeze up, you know? So you kind of just got to think about the process, think about where you're going to go to. I would say, okay, sure, I could go and stop out right around here. But I could just hold it and kind of just wait to see what's going on here. And if this thing rolls over and flushes hard, which, it's kind of getting bought up. So if I could break even on this, that would have been nice, but a little bit past that, I think. There's no imbalance. That's the problem. There's no imbalance, and then this thing could just... I just think it could reject, but there's buying, so... just gotta kind of play it out. You gotta give it a little room too. If people were thinking this thing's gonna go long, I mean, it might be right, but I'd say I'll give it to like 45, and I might be wrong here to think that, but at least I'm giving it some room and just stop out there. But I'd like to see this thing just pull. Or I can just kind of get out. There we go, a little bit. 24 is where I was thinking. Like 24 and some change down here. Alright. Let's see what happens here. Just pop right back up. Man. See, this thing is all over the place. Keeps getting bought up until it doesn't, and it flushes down one more time. That's what I'm looking for. A lot of red going through there. I have to put in a stop, though. I have to. I have to. And that's okay if it goes against me, but I have to put in that stop. It's probably going to hit it. Yep. There it is. It's unfortunate. But I wouldn't want to get long right there, personally. I don't think that's going to squeeze that high, but it could. That's futures trading for you. I don't know if something came out or what. Alright. But I'm not going to let this thing go completely against me and then go all the way to high day and just kill me, you know? It came back, and that's something you got to respect. Look at that. Another stopped out situation. That's alright, though. I just think there's a little too much tug of war going on, and it's like a little bit the imbalances in there. So the selling pressure went down. A lot of the volume is starting to drop. So it's kind of tough to say where this is going to go at this point. So the trade, it's for, you don't want to get caught in the middle. Don't diddle in the middle. You want to be either at the bottom buying, or you want to be at the top selling, or hitting into resistant levels. Other than that, there's no trade, and that's fine. I'll sit on the sidelines. There's nothing I'm going to do about that. Now I see selling pressure coming in. That's nice to see, but will it hold up is the question. Yeah, this thing just keeps on churning. See what the 1 minute looks like. Right into that level again. So it's kind of taking that level that was support, and then we want it to be resistance. So again, this wouldn't be a bad spot to get short. But it's just unfortunate when you stop out. I'm going to join a dip buy on this one. I don't know if it's the right choice, but I'm going to try to go long here, even though I want to go short, for a quick pop up, and we'll see if I can maybe get out at one. Oh, it cracked. See, this is what I wanted to do, is I wanted to short it. But define my risk now, right? That's the problem. But I'm going to let it dip by, jump up. I'll scalp it for a couple points here. 41 would be probably ideal to get out at if I could. Join the ask here in a minute. No, I'll just put it on 41 or 40.75. The buyer's coming in. You can see the buy pressure. But that line, that zone right there, that little resistance area, I just want to see it pop above, because if it does, then that'll be good. It's just showing a little bit of strength, right? It's kind of keeping below it though. Makes me want to short. My short would have worked out. So pressure's increasing. Here's where you get like a big old burst sometimes of the of buying. And then that's when it like snaps right through where I would want to get out. It's like a boom, $10 push. That's futures for you. Like, I think this thing shoot right back up to 45 in a matter of seconds. It's crazy. 15:45. Might be gaining steam here. Kind of inching away from it though. I don't like that. Not because I'm long. I don't like that. A lot of red in there. Look at that. That's terrible. Might have to go just shy of that. Like 30. 1537 or so. I don't know. It looks like it's going higher to me. There it goes. I think it's going to go right back up to 45. So it gained again above that zone. 45, 46. See, if I would have just kept it. That's alright. It is what it is. It's just trapping in there. Oh, there it goes. Ripping. That's a nice big bar there, or a big old candle. The question is this. 1564. Here's the retest. Kind of. This came up, came back, retested, came down. Now the question is, can it retest and fail again? 1565 or 1564.75 was what it was. This thing's pushing. It's not fun to get in front of a train, but if you know, look at that. If I would have kept that, that would have been a huge winner. There's the rejection. Oh, I almost got short right there. I gotta get a better price. I gotta get a little bit better price than that. There's gonna be lots of buying coming in as well. Alright, I'm just gonna get in here at 65 like I said I was going to earlier. And I would like to see a hard rejection off of that level. Oh, there's buying through that level is what I'm seeing. Oh, wrong way. High day and then a rejection. Let's see what happens. There it is. See, you're gonna get that initial pop and push through, but if it can't sustain, everybody who got long is just gonna get trapped, and then it rolls over and it flushes hard, right? But what you gotta watch out for is when it doesn't just, it flushes. Yeah, that's great, right? This is awesome. See, but you know, I'm gonna take my profit because I like to make money. So I'll join the bid. Hopefully it'll grab me. That didn't. Or what I could do is just say break even or something. It would be not the smartest to do that. However, if this thing really flushes down, you know, I didn't want to risk. Because this right here could retest, you know, and then actually break through. And then it'd be like, oh, I didn't do, you know, I didn't take profit, or I didn't do whatever. But right now, this is looking good. That's pulling back again. But I don't want to see it base again here. I want to see it keep going. I want to see the sell pressure really move in and flush down through this level here and go lower. I don't want to see buyers stepping up or stepping in. You know what I mean? So, like, I should put a stop buy in, but it can snap right back up. There's a nice flush. That's a nice flush to pull it down. And I want more, like more selling. So I'm watching these bars. These bars start coming up with buying. I'm out. I'm gonna get out. Like so, like right here, I can go, okay, 56, stop me out, or whatever, right? Or 53, oh, 54. There's the nice flush. See that flush hard down, and then join the bid, and then get taken out around the lows. Boom, right? So now, that's that rejection because it retested, right? But now, why did I get out there? Because, I mean, I'm pointing. So if you look at this area right here at this line, that's going to be our support. So there could be a bounce off that. Now, if that rips lower, then sure. But down here is maybe where it's going to come to. Is about right down here at the 1530 area. But I don't take the chance of that possibly bouncing and going back up as support. I think it'd probably right here at 1530, 1532 is your best out. But I can't call bottoms, you know, on the rejection like that. Now, if I wanted to just go, okay, let's see how far this thing can go, I'll put, you know, a stop up here or something. Then that's fine. Then you just put a stop here and let it fade all day. But I don't know if it's going to fade all day. It can come right back up, retest, actually break through, because the more tests of a level, the more bullish that is. In this case, if it was more tests of a level down here and doesn't, you know, and holds and then doesn't hold eventually and cracks, then that's obviously bearish. So the more tests, anyways, the more times it tests a zone or an area is bullish or bearish, depending if it's going up or if coming down. But the reason why I got out there, see, I can't call bottoms, but I got out because if this did hold and ripped back up, then I would have lost a bunch of profit. Which why would I do that? Anyways, this is a cool one though too. Now that this is all sold, whatever, right? And there's gonna be like some buying coming in right here. You buy right here, get long, and right here's your out. So you're risking a dime or whatever it might be, and it can be false. It can go right against you immediately, because that's what can happen. And a lot of people know that, oh, getting long right here and then trapping them and then just flushing them out real quick, wick them out. I got stopped out twice today. I mean, that's trading futures. That's trading anything. This is what it is. So right here, like this thing's coming down. Oh, see, I told you right here's where I said 1530. That's that support. Bounce right back up. Whatever. It's gonna. I can't sit there and be unhappy about I think it's a 500 something dollar win, because I was down 130 at one point. Anyways, but see, if you did go long here, what's really telling you to do that? I mean, this whole area, we know this is like a zone of support and resistance or whatever it might be. It's been dancing around this area. The one up here is a little more powerful in my opinion. Did I call that one? 32, yeah, sort of. So there's that area right there at the bottom of that candle. There's the support. There's where you can get long and then just to pull something out of the air. But this one too. This next one, now that it came down to a little support area on this candle, you can actually do the next 1 minute to make a high and then wrist down to the bottom of that wick. Or just outside of it in case you get wicked out. Maybe like actually 1530. But it's going to be a scalp move no matter what. All right, that's going to be it for me today. I might trade a little more, might not. I'm not too sure. But overall, not a bad day. So these are the futures. I think this is going to continue to kind of go higher, but we'll see. Could just roll over. I don't think that it's going to start crawling back up and retest this area. It's a very bullish day. And then here comes that volume. You just watch that volume right there. So, as far as, let's see, my day, okay, so I got NASDAQ futures, $410. I I traded Twillo swing trade over the thing, $410.25. If I would have held on to it, look at that, all the way up to 175. That would have been a nice winner too, a little more, like 700 and something. But that's it for me. This is obviously kind of new for me going live. So if you'd like to join my channel and help support, come on in. Also, we have we got a Discord that I'm kind of getting up and going as well. And I don't just trade futures, I trade stocks as well. I'll be doing that probably, most likely tomorrow. I'll be doing a little more stock trading, but also watching the futures. Because you got to watch the futures. That's the market. But yeah, check us out. Link in the description. We got we got a couple pages on Discord, which is like a chat room area that I'm kind of on as well throughout the day, posting. And then we also have our Instagram that I post my my gains or my losses on my trading days. So if you're interested in that, come on in. That one's going to be NorCal09 for that. But as far as seeking trades goes, join the channel, give us a thumbs up, hang out, learn to trade. I'm going to be doing more videos on just basically learning how to trade the futures, understanding support and resistant levels, just basic stuff that you need to know to trade. Cool thing about futures, you don't need a there's no pattern day trader rule, so you just need to have enough the whatever capital the firm says that you need to have in there is, and you can trade under the PDT rule, and that's that. So not bad, $800 a day. It works. I'm happy with it. Yeah. You guys have a good one. Thank you. And I will talk to you all soon. I'll be back tomorrow morning, same time, 5:30 a.m. on the West Coast. That's going to be 8:30